All right, let's get started. Share this. Okay, so last week we looked at calculation. I'm going to continue. But let me just mention out this. I have that.
Can you put it
Okay, then.
If you want.
After a long time. Okay, a quick recap of what Okay, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Aditya, can you give me a full name? I just see Aditya. Okay.
Aditya Machat.
Aditya Machat, okay. Perfect. All right. So we're going to continue into calculation. And a quick recap of what I told you. Calculation is nothing but analysis. The ability for you, ability that you have to analyze a chess position and basically come up with the best logically correct move. And then to start thinking deep by saying, if I make this logical move, what is the response that I can expect from my opponent? Okay. So let me just type that out. A quick recap of what calculation is, right? It's the analysis of a position to obtain or calculate the best move and to think what would be the best response for the move that you make. Okay, that's as simple as it. Let's say you have a position, you think of what's the best move that I can make, and if you make that move, what will be the response that my opponent can actually give? So towards this, I have created a couple of puzzles, and let's see if you guys can figure it out. Can you see the position? Okay, there's a rule in endgame which says that always support a pawn from behind. White hasn't done it. He's supporting the pawn from front. Take a moment to observe this position. The white pawn is on A7. He's one step away from promotion. Who's stopping him? His own rook. And the reason his rook is stopping him is because he needs to support the pawn. If the rook moves away, the pawn is dead. So it looks like white is in an impossible situation. However, can he find the correct move here, or is he doomed to accept that this is going to be a draw? So take your time. I want a person who's really thought through the problem to answer. No half-baked answer, no telling something, blabbering something, nothing. Take your time. Okay, it's a good puzzle, and you need to think about what will I do and what will my opponent's response be. I'm just going to make a quick addition. I see Miraya and Arav.
But sir, it's
And Aditya is matured. Okay, so that's perfect. All right, let's go back to our position.
sir.
Okay, so your first step is to observe the position, understand where it is. Okay, the pawn, as I said, is on the 7th rank, just about to get promoted.
Sir.
Okay, can you identify yourself? Just tell me your name and then I'll be able to point out exactly. Okay, Arav, hold on. Okay, just think through the problem, but hold on. Anybody else?
Nirvi.
Okay, Kanvi, Nirvi, actually go ahead. First, Nirvi.
Move the rook to F. Sir, move the rook to
Move the rook to
F8.
Oh, move the rook to F8 itself.
Yes.
1 minute, hold on.
So move the rook.
Okay, Nirvi, moving the rook to F8 is not a correct move because you're not calculating at all. If the rook moves to F8, what do you think Black will do?
Kill it.
He will just kill it, and then what will you be left with? You'll be left with only a pawn. And if you push the pawn to make it a queen, what do you think Black will do after that?
Kill it. But
Again,
sir,
kill it, which means you have just lost both your rook and your pawn, and you're left with nothing. And instead of drawing the situation, you found a way to lose this game, Nirvi. Not the way you should be doing it. Anybody else?
Sir?
Devika?
So king to F1.
King to F1. King to F1, then his king also moves to E7. And your king is stuck. Your king is stuck here because the rook is blocking it. The king cannot come. But his king is slowly going to start coming here. He's going to slowly start coming here, and eventually he'll be able to attack both of this. Unless you think of something. Arav, hold on. Let's give somebody else a chance, and then I'm going to ask you if nobody else is able to find it.
Yeah, we can move the rook to H.
Swara, do you want to guess? Do you understand the problem?
Yeah.
the rook to H8.
Okay, hold on. Miraya, is that you? Who said that?
That was me. Sir.
Okay, rook to H8 is the correct answer, but why?
Because the rook is going to take the pawn and then we can give a fork.
Sir.
Absolutely. See, the thing about this is, even though it looks like an impossible situation, you've got to understand that there is a way out for white. And it's just about thinking of what that could be. Okay? So this happens a lot in endgames. You have a pawn which unfortunately you cannot support from behind. You'd love to support it from behind, but you're supporting it from front. Right? So your own rook blocks your own pawn. That's the situation you're going to be in. So what do? You wait for an opportunity like this, where if you think right, you can probably move it here. Okay? Now there are two things. One, black can capture it, after which can you find the right answer? Everybody quiet. Darius, can you tell me?
The rook will move h7.
Very good, Darius. And what do we call this, Darius? What do we call this when we attack? It's a skewer. Right? And then what do you do now? You just finish off the game. Then you win the game. Let's look at it once more. Now, I got a question for you. You move rook to h8. What if king moves to g7? What if black decides not to kill that?
Sir, promote the pawn.
Yes, Aditya. Tell me.
Then we can promote the pawn.
Absolutely. You just promote the pawn. And black cannot capture the queen. Because if he captures,
Then
you can capture him back. The rook.
will take that.
In essence, what you're doing is you're finding a way to exchange that pawn. It's actually a pretty powerful pawn. You're exchanging this pawn for this rook. Okay? And that's a good trade to do, right? I mean, I know the pawn is going to become a queen. But once you exchange it out, you're left with an entire rook. And that should be enough to checkmate, isn't it? So that's the logic of this position. So no matter what black does, he's doomed. He has missed out. Okay? So let's do this once more. First, let's clear up the annotation. So he moves all the way to h8. That captures this. Check. King moves here. And then you're able to capture it. Let's go to the second problem. What should white do here? Again, don't be in a hurry. Take your time, relax, take a deep breath, look at the position, understand the position, and then think and calculate. Think about, hey, if I make this move, what is my opponent's response going to be? What's it going to be? Because remember, your opponent is also going to play a logical game. He's not going to play a magical game. He's not going to turn into Harry Potter and do some nonsense. Right? He's going to follow the rules of chess. He's also pushed by the same constraints as you. If there's a pawn promotion, he will stop it. If there's a check, he will escape. If somebody kills his piece, he'll try and kill it back. The same rules apply. Who is this? Who wants to answer? You guys have to introduce yourself because see, there are 15 people. I can't make out with just sir, me, hi sir, how are you? Harinandan Bharat. Tell me, Hari.
So pawn to h8.
Pawn to h8 is not the correct move, Harinandan. Because pawn to h8 means the king just captures that queen and then you're left with a bishop and a knight against each other and that's not going to end. Yes, Arav, this time I'm going to allow you to do it.
Knight to g6.
Very good, Arav. Now Udayana is going to tell me why that's correct.
Knight to D.
Knight to g6. But why? Why should knight move to g6? Why is that correct? Wait, guys, you got to follow the rules. Udayana is speaking. Give him a chance.
Getting the king away from the pawn.
Okay, I'm just going to mute all. Udayana, you can unmute.
Sir, if we move knight to G6, Then if he kills the pawn, we can do a fork. But
And
if
what
he
if he
kills the
kills
knight,
the knight to the end?
promote. We can
What if
promote.
he kills the knight?
We can promote to queen.
Absolutely. Kunal, do you agree?
So agree here.
Kunal, are you there? Tell me, Shan, what do you agree about? What do you agree to?
You get the king away from the pawn.
Absolutely. So the point is the king is constrained to be here. So when you move this knight here, it actually cannot be captured by the black king. However, the pawn has no such problem. So king is going to capture the pawn. But Saisha, what's he going to do after this? Can you find the simple tactic?
So the knight can go to F8.
Absolutely. And then you just go for the kill and finish this off. Shall we go to the next one?
Yes, sir.
This time I want, let's see who's going to answer it. Siddhant Mishra is going to answer this question. What should white do?
Hello. Hello. My name is.
Everybody else, take a moment, look at the position. It looks like a draw. However, can white find a miracle move? Aditya Machet, do you have an answer?
Sir, this is Sean. Sir.
Yes.
Sir, this is Sean. Knight. Sir, the position went.
The position, don't worry. Yes, Shan, go ahead.
The knight takes C6.
Knight takes C6.
Yeah.
No, Shan, that's not going to work for you because the king will take it back and then he'll sacrifice one of the bishop if required. It's going to be hard for you. Okay. Yes, I.
Pawn to B4.
Pawn to B4. But then he'll just escape out, he'll find a way out. Miraya, go ahead.
Knight to C8, and then you push, and then black plays, and then we can play B4.
Sounds good. Dhruv Nagri, do you agree?
Yeah, even I agree, sir. So do I.
What do you think, Dhruv?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Kunal?
Yes, sir.
You agree with the move?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I agree with the move.
Arav, can you please explain this to us? Why is knight c8 the correct move here?
No, because it's the king will come to B6. The knight is protecting that square, and the last move for the king is E6, and the knight is controlling that square on.
Fantastic. So the key point here is that you have a check. Okay? So, okay, we can do this. So we have a check going here. However, he has two escape squares. So now you think and you calculate and you analyze and you wonder, hey, what if I plug those holes? It's like hole in the board, right? What if I plug those even before it happens? Doesn't it give me a chance? And that's exactly what knight c8 does. Because all of a sudden, this king has no square to go to. Every one of it is blocked. And now no matter what black bishop moves, where he goes, it doesn't matter because the game is over with
Pawn B4.
Okay. Next position. What should white do here?
Sir. Sir.
Siddhant Mishra, Burley Echo.
Sir.
Knight to D5.
Knight to D5.
Yes, sir.
Knight to D5.
Yes,
How is
sir.
that going to help Siddhant?
That's giving a check to the king.
Okay. Giving a check to the
Sir.
king. That's how the game gets over.
Sir. Sir.
I thought checkmate means game over, not check is game over.
Sir. Sir.
Siddhant, calculation is telling me what's going to happen next. What will the black king do? Don't stop with just check. What would it do next?
Sir, Harinandan. I got it. Sir, Harinandan.
Hold on. Wait, I'm just going to pause you guys or mute you guys. And this time you're not going to be allowed to come back. All right. Siddhant, I'm going to unmute you. Now tell me, Siddhant. All others, you're going to learn to be observers.
After knight goes to D5, the king will go to G6.
See, that's not right, Siddhant. That's not right. Why should he go to G7, G6? Right? Think about it. Your calculation means being able to identify the right move, not assuming the wrong move. If you want to speak, raise your hand. As in, there's a button, raise your hand. If I see that, then I'll unmute you. No, don't physically raise your hand. Click on the button. No physical raising. You guys are able to figure it out? Okay, Saisha. I'm just going to unmute you. So, Saisha, tell me.
So, if we play knight to D5, then the king will move to G7 because
That's not right again. That's not right again. That's not right. So I'm going to mute you again. And let's say Aditya. Your
So
turn.
we could move the knight to D5.
That's been established.
And if the king takes the pawn, then we can give a fork. If the king moves down, we can advance the pawn.
Absolutely. So the point being, if you're playing black, there's a 90% chance that you'll actually kill the pawn. Because think about it. If I move away, it presents a little bit more complication, a little more complications. So what is it that I should do here? I most probably take the pawn. And as Aditya said, if you actually end up taking the pawn, there is a fork waiting to happen. And that's it. So now let's analyze this position to think of what else might have happened. Like instead of the king capturing the pawn, what if he goes to G7? What do you do now? If you know the answer, put your hands up, as in, don't physically raise it. Udayan. Udayan. Yes. Go ahead, Udayan.
So if he goes there, then we can advance the pawn.
What happens then? I don't want you to stop with that. Go deeper than that.
So
Don't
the
stop.
king moves to f2.
King moves to f2.
Sorry, f8.
Can he move to f8? See, that's where you're going wrong again. That would be an illegal
Oh, yeah.
move number 1.
He can't move to f8, so
what would he do?
so he would try to.
Nirvi, where are you? There you go, Nirvi. Go ahead, Nirvi. Nirvi or Kanvi, whoever raised.
Sir, so over here, when the king moves to g7, you can move your white pawn for promoting.
That's already been mentioned, Kanvi. The question is what happens after that.
So you can promote to a queen and then...
Oh, wait a minute. Black has a move in between, Kanvi. Not white alone playing. Just keep pushing and making a queen. Black is going to do something, right? He's going to stop. He's going to take every effort possible to stop that pawn promotion. He's not just going to, lay all over.
Oh, he's going to keep his bishop. Keep his bishop
so he's
on.
move his bishop to d7.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what happens next is you move the pawn forward. And Udayana, you couldn't visualize this. You thought that the king could go to f8. Not going to be possible. Illegal move. You didn't. That is what we call a failure in visualization.
Sir, it can
Right?
now.
And now you know that this pawn is going to advance. So you know that the only possible move is for the bishop to move to d7 to prevent this pawn from promoting. What now? What can you do now?
So knight to c7.
Very good. Knight to c7 and that's it. The game's over, right? You just promote right now. Black is forced to capture it back and then you capture it and you're pretty much done. Okay? So a quick recap because we have less than a minute before which we're going to get disconnected. Calculation is to go deep, not to come up with only one move and stop there. You think about your move and you think about the opponent's response. Only if you can do that, you're calculating. Otherwise, you're just blabbering your way out. Okay? And second, if you can do all of this calculation without making even a single move, that's called visualization. Seeing the board, seeing the position as though a movie is running in front of you. So these are the two most fundamental skills you need to develop to get good at chess. To be able to calculate and to be able to visualize. To do the number and to see what's going to happen. So how do you do this? In every game you play, you can ask the question, if I do this, what will my opponent do? If I make this move, what will my opponent do? That's a question you can ask each and every time. And as you find the answer, you're going to get better and better at this. Okay? So all the best.